Lebanon was recently struck by a series of deadly explosions. The blasts targeted communication devices used by Hezbollah, a powerful political and militant group. The attacks resulted in a significant loss of life, with at least 20 people killed and over 450 injured. The explosions caused widespread panic and destruction. One blast tragically ripped through a funeral procession for Hezbollah members, adding to the already devastating toll. The international community has expressed grave concerns over the escalating violence. The explosions mark a dangerous escalation in tensions between Israel and Hezbollah. The two have a long and bitter history of conflict. The recent attacks have raised fears of a wider regional war, a terrifying prospect for the war-torn region. Many fear this is just the beginning of a bloody and protracted conflict. Israel has openly claimed responsibility for the attacks in Lebanon. Defense Minister Yoav Gallant declared a new phase in Israel's conflict with Hezbollah. He praised the military's precision strikes and vowed to continue targeting the group's infrastructure. Gallant's statement signals a more aggressive posture from Israel and a willingness to escalate the conflict. International reactions to Israel's actions have been mixed. Some countries, like the United States, have expressed support for Israel's right to defend itself. Others have condemned the strikes, calling for restraint and a de-escalation of hostilities. The United Nations has called for an emergency meeting to address the crisis. Investigations are underway to determine the origin of the explosive devices used in the attacks. The devices were reportedly hidden inside commonplace communication tools, such as walkie-talkies and solar-powered chargers. This suggests a sophisticated operation, likely involving smuggling the devices into Hezbollah's supply chain. One type of walkie-talkie, the ICOM V82, has drawn particular attention. This model has been out of production for over a decade, raising questions about how it ended up in Hezbollah's possession. Companies from Japan, Taiwan, Hungary, and Bulgaria, all involved in the device's production or distribution, are assisting in the investigation. Section 4. Hezbollah's vow and regional instability. Hezbollah has vowed to retaliate against Israel for the deadly attacks. The group's leader, Hassan Nasrallah, accused Israel of crossing a red line and promised a strong response. Hezbollah's vow has heightened fears of a wider regional conflict. The group has a significant military arsenal and a history of launching attacks on Israeli targets. The potential for retaliatory strikes within Israel or against Israeli interests abroad is a serious concern. The escalating tensions have sent shockwaves through the region, with neighboring countries bracing for potential spillover. Section 5. The brink of war and the need for peace. The situation in Lebanon is extremely volatile. Both Israel and Hezbollah possess significant military capabilities. Any miscalculation or further provocation could ignite a full-blown war with devastating regional consequences. The international community is desperately calling for restraint and a de-escalation of the conflict. The lack of direct communication between Israel and Hezbollah is a major obstacle to peace. Without open channels for dialogue, the risk of miscalculation and unintended escalation is dangerously high. The international community must urgently work to establish communication channels and facilitate dialogue between the parties. The priority must be to protect civilian lives and prevent further suffering. The stakes are incredibly high, and the world is watching with bated breath.